now I just want to focus on something. You know the difference between sections and div?
Div, it's like a navigative block, and section, it's like simple block with text and subtitle, as I know.
Well, the good news is that they are both the same, except that this is called section and this is called div. In the
Okay.
web world, in order to do not make everything confused, the person who created the markdown, which is HTML and CSS and all that things, he wanted to give more than one way to achieve things, and he wanted to give a variety of different methods and naming for the same thing. I don't know what was his purpose to do that, but probably he wanted to. The markdown was maybe built incrementally, meaning that they built something and then somebody added something. They didn't remove the other term, they kept both, so you could use any. So section is simply in the web design word is like this. It could be like this, a part of a page, which is, for example, let's say services, pricing, hero section. However, it's just a name, but technically I could replicate for you or create for you exactly section like this, but instead of here make it section, it will be div. Div is just a block, as you said. So if I will here click Command E and add div, div block, and I will add it after this, and I will here under style, I want to make it 100% wide, and as we said last time, the vertical height is the size of one screen for the viewer, like this, as you can see. For you, it will look the same. Like if I even continue building and make something like slider inside, for you as a user, you will not see different. There is even a possibility to change it here in the tag. Tag is in the, like what? Like for example, when you have a post box in your home, you put a label on it with your name. This is what is the tag is. So you just want to say, if somebody passing by this home and look into the post box, they will know that this is a section, or this is an article, this is a div, or this is a nav bar, like this. So it's like the tag is how you want to label your post box, Sasha, for example, Alexa, when somebody send you a letter. So this is and it's good for SEO. However, Webflow automatically, when you throw a div, should be automatically div. If you want to change it as a section, so it's good that for the code, when it will be distributed on the browser, it will show that it's, or showing on the browser, it will show that it's a section. For SEO, it's good to label the things properly. However, again, you just throw it. Me personally, the practice I follow to be organized, because also for my eye visually, it's important here to see what is type of element I'm using. If it will look all the same, I will get confused. So this is why I use section as the biggest in the hierarchy, and then inside the section I build div blocks and grids and stuff like that. So here, since I already finished the hero section, I will add another section in this case. So they look the same, and let's call this section about us section. Under the style, it's always good to always give a class or a name. This is, imagine the name of the building. Here is the label of the post box. Here the name of the building, let's say whatever, or the number of the building. Classes are very important because it keep your project organized, and in the future, it's very very important that if, for example, you have, it's very very magical, because imagine that you have 3 about us pages, and you build the first, which is about us, you give it this name, and then you build another, you give it the style, you make it 100% wide, and you make it 100% VH, you make it white color, and then you just found out, or let me, to do not confuse you, let's say like section, section style, let's say, you give it this class, then you style it this way, you make it white and so on, and then you need to make another section. So are you gonna build this all again? You're gonna adjust everything again? No, you could just in the class here, you write the same class he used before. You could even click here and copy this if you don't remember. And then when you go here, guess what will happen? If you give it the same class, it will already build it for you again. So imagine if you invested 5 minutes to style this section, and then you wanted to build another section. You don't need to go through all of it again. As soon as you already have the style or the class adjusted, it's like this is the address or the name of the building which has these features. It's 100 width, it's height 100 VH, it's wide. So you add it to the new section. It will be the same name, of course, but it will call the same style. So this is extremely useful. This is why the professionals, even in the coding, they do the same. So this is exactly like coding, but with visualizer. You just use this, visualize the code. This is what is Webflow. So for the sake of this, I will maybe make it not white, but I hope that you got the class. There is also combo class, but we will cover it later. And I will tell you why it's useful.
I think it's like a component in Figma. It also have components and multi-component, and
something
it's
similar
really
to what you
nice.
showed me yesterday in Figma. You remember when we were doing the menu and you told me the type, that you don't need every time to search for the font size and click the font type. No, you give it already a type. You remember? You showed me. This is very similar. Class, you just style specific element, you give it a class or you name it a type, you give it a name, and then you can recall it later, so you save the time. Same. And it's extremely helpful and important, not just helpful. Like you cannot don't use it, because in web development everything has to have a class, because if it's not, it will really be messy in the future. Without going in details, it will definitely be messy. So now this is here inside the style we will put div. If you remember from the first class or second you joined, the box theory, box inside a box inside a box, you remember? So we want already section is big box. Inside it we will put another box, but div this time, div block, and I will make it 100% of its father, which is the section, which is 100 vertical height as we did it, and this is also 100% wide. And inside this box I need to put two boxes. I would call it not div, it's weird. I would call it maybe wrapper. This is also a term. You can call it anything you want. You can call it Sashka div, you can call it on your cat's name, it doesn't matter, but these are terms are usually most used by professionals in general. So I will call it wrapper. Wrapper is like meaning it's wrapping some elements inside. So I will wrap here two divs, because here, as you can see, we have here on the right side one div, and we have on the left side one div. Imagine the two boxes here inside one big box. So I will do here the same. I will add the first div. Oh, sorry, div. I will just call it left. So I could distinguish div, and then I will build a copy paste it, or maybe to make it easier for you, and then I will here make another, and I will make it right div. There is also another way, instead of like you just put div and then you put div, so they will be under each other. We need them to be vertical. I'll tell you how to do, horizontal. Like here's the first, and here's the second. Inside the wrap, we need to make it flexible box. If you remember everything in Webflow, I do it Flexbox. It's usually the most, because you have a very good, in something called CSS, which is the styling. You could control with the flex boxes the direction. So you want it to be underneath each other, one and one. Or if you go to the wrap, you want it to be from left to right, horizontal, if you hover over. And then we don't want them to be like that, because here this is 50% and this is another 50%, you know. So we will click on the first and we make it 50% of the screen, and then the second one we will make it 50% of the screen. So now you got together. So the wrap is the one that you usually, the father of the children is the one that need to be flex. If you will put something in the left div, another elements, which what we will do, which is, guess what, this one, first element and second element. Here this will be another two divs, and each div, two boxes, if we call it this way. First box will have this and second box will have this, or you could put both in one box, up to you. And you could make it this time the wrap, sorry, inside this you could make it vertical this time, you know, but we will go to that. Here let's give it a class as I did before. You could also do the classes, oops, but here we already did the style. This is why if you will change it, look what will happen. If we, for example, make it left, see, it will not be the same. It will be not 50%. Why? Because we already used the default div block, and I intended to do that to show you how it would be messy. So if you make any other div and it take number 8, it will be the same as this. And so this is why from the beginning when I put this, it was good to name it right away and then style it. However, there is a solution if you forgot. You see this arrow?
Yeah.
And then you make duplicate class. So here you would adjust it. I call this edit class actually. However, it's duplicate because you can also make a copy of it. And here, in this case, you could change it. So a duplicate, it takes the style that I did, which is the 50% and all of this. Imagine that there are more styles. And I will add it left div. Already exists because I named it before. So I will just call it left. Because you cannot call or name the same class 2 times. You could recall it, yes, but you cannot create a name 2 times. It's like you're creating building number 7 and then beside it again you name building number 7 again, you know. However, you can call building number 7, put it in navigation, it will show you. So this is the difference in case you're an address, if this is an example. So here you have right side, and I will style it 50%. So now you have 1 and 1. Okay, let's start with the one on the left side. What we have here, we have 1, 2. So this is a text. I will control E, I just type text simple, and then I already added it. Usually it will be empty. So what we have here, we have Onash, we'll take it copy. As you can see here, it's the same color, so I will double click it. And as soon, look what will happen when I will change anything in this. What was the font we were using? Laura. I don't know if I installed this font. Well, there is a way we can install the font in Webflow. And if you want to add any font, so there is 2 ways. One from here, add font, and then it will take you to the project settings of Webflow project settings. And here you go to fonts. This is easier way. And then you upload the font from your PC. Or you could search it in Google Fonts, if it's Google Font. And second way, if you just click here and go to project settings, it's the same. It will take you to the same place and then fonts. But the first method is easier because it saves you 1 step, which is after going to the setting, you go to fonts. So you could just do it the first way. And here, let's see if it's in Google. Laura, yes, it is. So I will choose it. Then you can choose the thickness. I usually put all, or at least, yeah. And this you leave it as it is, and then you add font. Do we have any other fonts here? That is Senzel. So we could also again go here under Google. Senzel is a Google font, well known. We add it, and then I will just, in case I will need the other weight. You know the font weight, of course, like how.
Yeah.
And then you added it. Then after that, you already added them. You just need to open site, so it will take you back to the project. And then I'll go here left. You could also select it here. You see this arrow, and then you go to text. And then here you could choose. You will find the font that you installed already reflected here. Laura. Okay. Also we got Senzel. So usually when you do it, it will reflect here. And here the font is this color. You double click it. Okay, it's white. So you will click here and you choose the white, and then this one's done. I will tell you how to style it like this with this box. But first let's add the elements and then we style them. So second one is a heading. I can see here Command E or even plus here, but Command E is faster, and then you write heading, and then you take copy of this. It looks like it's gray, see here, that's why you don't see it. So when we will style it, we just write it like this. It's actually there, but we need to make it Senzel, and we need to make it one of the colors that in the first session we added. In the color, if you remember this swatch, or you can call it the color palette that we created when I told you it will be easier to recall it later. Here I see this is not the same, this bold more, so I'll make it the normal. And also it's on 2 pages, so you could just after this enter here. You could control here everything like in Figma, the height, here the line height means, which is this. You have it here called height. You could just make it, depends on how. I think 44 was okay. You remember the rem was much better and more helping when it comes to responsiveness. Don't use pixels on the web, because web or the HTML, they don't like the pixels. Pixels is better here or in Illustrator. Here rem is the magic formula that really you will find it always responsive. Now I changed it rem in state 38, that's why it's crazy. So usually like around you play with it, but because I did it a lot, so I know the 3.5 or 3 is somewhat what I want. Maybe even 2.5 sometimes. And here you could make this, even this you could make it not in pixels, you could make it one rem, and then I will see, oh, they are overlapping, so I will go with the up arrow. If I click shift and up, it will go every 10, so 30, 40, 20, you know, or without shift I just go up, it will go one by one. So I will go around maybe 40, I think it's okay. And this is it. Now we can start the styling. Did you notice here that when we start to make the styling, choose the size and the font, already it created a class for you. You could keep it heading as it is, you could just rename it anything you want, or you could duplicate it if you want. You created another heading and you want to change its name. So this is here, but we have here something. As you can see, this is a little bit shorter, it's not that long, and also these are centered, both are vertically centered. So in order to achieve that, we have to go to the father, because here this is already a child, which is the left, following the wrap, and the wrap is also a child following the section, which is the parent, which is having the actual size. This wrap is 100% of the actual section here, which is 100 vertical height. So I will just use my eyes and my common sense or judge sense here, and I will think that this is probably 50. So I will go here 50 vertical height, which means half of the screen. I think it's okay, even I could go 40. So now I think it's same size. And here I want to center it. So flex is the magic display component that you could have a very good control over the order. Always do flex. I think in 95% of, if not 98, you will find yourself between flex and grid, but flex more because it's more here. Very similar even to the layout options in Figma. You could here choose where you want to add the stuff, you know. Here it's on the left, but look what happened. They are on the same line. Why? Because the direction. Exactly. Exactly. So you have to keep it vertical like this, and here still it's like that, because as in Figma, look here, the alignment is middle. You could just go it like that, but still I want it in the middle, so I would just make it in the middle. You could also distribute them evenly. If you double click here, it will distribute evenly, meaning that one in the top, as exactly how it show you here in this indicator.
Yeah, understand.
So another
The
double
same
click.
is in Figma. Yeah, but it's called a little bit another.
Yeah, naming is different, but same concept, because Figma also followed the fundamentals of web design. All of these are CSS classes in the coding. If you are coding, you will find exactly you do. The only difference in Figma and Webflow, you're just clicking and doing, but it's same, different naming, but same concept. Here also you will find in Figma probably, I don't remember, they have padding and margin. Margin is the text spaces out of this box, and margin or padding, sorry, is the spacing inside this box. So we will do it inside. If you click here, maybe 2 rem, you will find that it pushed a bit. Even I see it's more, so you could go even further. So I think now I'm satisfied with this, except that this is a little bit darker color. So if I will take this one, E1, E1, E color, guess which one we need to from here to color? Like this one? Or
there's the section style or wrap, I think.
yes, this is a correct answer. Any of them is okay, but preferably the first you said, which is the section. I will just go here and click on the color. If the color is already saved, I will click on this little purple thing, and I already created this in the first lesson, if you remember. And I will, was it black? No, actually I don't have this one, E1, E1, E. So I will just add it now. I already copied it. I can actually also add it. So if I click here and click plus, so in the future I would need it. Here the value 1E1, E1E, or I could paste it and I say, for example, black, gray, let's say. And here's, we got it. And other side the same, but this paragraph and then button. So nothing fancy. I will do here Control E, and I will take a paragraph. Then I will take this copy, and then triple click, so I could mark it all and then paste. Maybe I could give it now a color so you could see, and I see that this is probably a white color, is it? Yeah. So I will choose the, we don't have white here, so I will also add it, and I'll add white, and then the value I need to change it, so I have to disconnect this. I said to edit new, so I don't know why. I need to also, like in Figma, sometimes when you create a specific style, I could disconnect it, so I could have again the freedom to make it again. So I'll make it white. After it's done, maybe I could add it, so in the future I could use the white again. Is that the same font? No, we have here Laura, so I will continue my styling, Laura. White show right here because I'm marking now the, not the paragraph, but the div. But if I click here, it will continue. You could also style what's inside the div, so it's the same, but here it's okay. I will click the paragraph. Usually this one is around 25 pixels. Let's say 1 rem. You also will try, you know, you just start by 1 rem, maybe 0.9 rem. And here we have a button, so guess what, it's called button, nothing fancy. And we can style this button by taking this. Here we have a linear, we have a gradient, so we have also to know how, and it's possible, everything's possible in Webflow. So here when you click this plus, now it's just the solid color, but there is a way if you click here plus and use this gradient, and then you have very similar to Figma. You will just check the first color from Figma, you take this one, you add it, click enter to already add it here, and then you will double click, pretty much same. I think you are super familiar with this gradient thing, and then you did it. What color is the font? It's black, so I will go out of this, clicking anywhere, and then I do this black. What's written here, Reservatia, I'll copy it and make it paste. Also, it's good to make the font size also in, you know, rem, so I'll give it 1 rem. Let's see, I think it's okay. Also, I could make this button a little bit wider. There are 2 ways to do that. By increasing the padding, which is the method I prefer, because I added padding, which is spacing inside between here and here, or to do the width, which is I wanted, let's say 3 rem. Okay, it's very small, so I have to go like this, but then I have to click the button again. How can we center this? Guess.
Flex and
Oh
center.
wow, okay, somebody's a fast learner here. Okay, so usually here, and then you could also do
And
this
text.
plus the
Yeah,
flex,
text.
but double click this, so you could wrap them up together in the middle. This is the other way. However, still both ways are okay. Also, you could adjust the height by the same way, either by the padding up and down, or by the height. You could make it maybe 1.2 rem. That's very little. We'll go 3, around 3, maybe. This could be also duplicate, and I want to call it button main, so I could use this in all next to maybe a little bit less, yeah, 2.8. Now they're still like that, you already know, so we will do it here. The direction is like this, we put it in the middle, and also the gap, I think you have it in Figma as well. I will add 1 rem gap. I could go more if I want. It's the gap between elements, it's also in the layouts. And maybe 1.5. So if you go to the section and make it flex as well. I love flexes so much, all my life is flex. I mean, even the sections I will make it flex, because I could also just feel good, I don't know. Here I could just add 2 rem, so same like this. Here I added 4, maybe here I could add the same. Little bonus tip, when it comes to the user experience, not the UI, it's always little tip, don't make the user read a very long line, because the eye
I
could
know
lose
this.
it. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I usually go around 40 characters. Yeah, maybe between 40 and 50, and I'm happy that you know it.
Yes, Webflow is characters. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, with the number of characters in the web is very nice. You could also do it in another way, and let me ask you how else you could achieve that.
For example, rem or spacing. Make the spacing from the right side.
Yes, the padding.
Exactly. Padding here.
You could add for rem, you could add more. Yeah, I would do it with padding maybe, so I would add it for rem. So we build the section, and I think we're good to go. Any questions so far? Everything is cool?
Yeah, I think so.
We forgot to make this. Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot to make this, and maybe this paragraph style is a little bit smaller weight, or it's.
Yeah. If you want to make it exactly same, yeah, maybe like this.
No, I mean the font in the Webflow a little bit like a bolder, but
really?
in Figma,
let me
maybe SIC or maybe not.
They are regular both, but maybe on web it's a little bit different, on Google, but very tiny little. I don't have the light version, the 300, but maybe I could upload it, but I think it's.
But it's okay, it's just.
Yeah, but it's very good notice. Very, very good, by the way, to be attention to the detail. This is one of the very important feature or skill a designer could have, this little details. Now I want to make this 0.8 rem, and I want to here there's two ways, the way which is 2 or 3 rem, or I'll make it 1 rem on the left and 1 rem on the right. Then I could, when I click option and on Mac and remove this, it go proportionally from left and right. If I don't click option and I just do it from one side, it will scale from one side. If I click, it was Command Shift, it will do all sides, you know. This by time you will get by designing a lot, but if you keep these little shortcuts in your mind, it could like theoretically make you faster actually. So now I'm holding on option, and also here maybe I will add 2 pixels, or even, as I told you, I'm very rem person. However, it's up to you which direction you want to go. There is the rem school, there is the pixel school. I am a designer with a developer background, so that's why you will find me rem person. You will find most of the UI designers pixel person. However, again, choose which direction. And here I will maybe make it a little bit more, around 3. And here the classic popular border. It was border also. Here we call it in the design world stroke. In the web, HTML or CSS or coding or Webflow, we call it border. And border radius, we call it also here the corner. Corner radius. Yeah, corner radius. Here we call it border radius. However, you could look at these icons, they are the same, you know. So you could just do it. I want this to be oh, actually there is no border radius here, so I will just keep it. But here we have borders, and here you could do only right or only left or all of it. Maybe if I will, now it's just nothing. If I will make it this sometime, in some use cases you will do also this, but not so much, depends on your design. But usually I never did it, I mean in web. So one here, pixels might be okay sometimes. Yeah, exceptionally I will maybe use pixel this time. And here I will do, it was this, I think. Even I like the sharpness of the 0.5 pixels. I don't know why, but I feel it's sharp. It's good for my eye. I don't know. This may be a designer thing. And this is a half pixel. Where it goes, because I got clicked somewhere else, so go back. And here 0.5 is a right for this. You could close it anytime, or you could make it only down for other use cases, you know. But now I will click in the middle, so sorry, I will click on that again, then I'll click in the middle, and here I will go again to 1, and then we got it. I think this is a little bit smaller maybe. We'll go 0.7 even. If you want to preview anytime, you have this play. You click it, and this is the real life. You could keep adjusting. Okay, here this is too long. I think I switch it back, so I'll make it 4. Enter and check. Okay, still it's very long, so I could keep adjusting it. Maybe I would make it, my first approach would be better in this case. CH is character. When you click here, number of characters, I think this one will be okay now. Yeah, maybe this I could remove it for now. And I wanted also to for the next session we will make a deep dive in the screens, because here we have computer, we have tablet, which we didn't adjust yet, and we have mobile. See how messy it is? Don't worry. In the beginning this is quite painful to fix, but then you will really find yourself very quick with it. It's just adjusting the flex directions, you know. Like if I will go here, this is from left to right, and mobile screen is very tight, I will make it this, and then the other one I will keep doing all of them down arrow, you know. Oh wait, because I don't know why this and yeah, so this is the, but we will cover another full session about that, because this is a quite deep lesson. And in this 10 minutes I would like to show you, do you remember last time when I told you that the one of the good things about the flex and when, sorry, the position, when you make it absolute, there is a way to order the things above each other towards you. So let's say, for example, you want to put paper, and then above this paper you want to put another paper, but not like this in the web, but like this.
Yeah, I understand. I have we have in Figma also absolute position.
Oh wow.
After
Okay. I
So-
maybe don't remember that, but this is amazing that you have it, because this is quite complex, and if you already have the background in Figma, yeah, it's one simple rule. The parent always, if you want to make absolute element, the parent of this element always have to be relative. It's like rule, you know. Relative, don't ask me why, but it's like the wrapper or the container, you know, it has to be relative. If you want to put anything inside, make it absolute, you will have not only order them towards you, but you will have more freedom to move them anywhere you want on the screen. For example, if you want to move this in the top corner, whatever, let's show you example. Here I already made the parent relative, and now look, it became free, it became above all. The reason why it will go above the button, because it became on the, as I told you, imagine that this is the text, so it became like this, you know. So this is why this is the ordering. You could here put it in the top corner. Okay, top corner of what exactly? Of the one which is we did relative, you know. So this could be a very useful case. You could really do a lot of shit, sorry for my language, with that. Like you could just
and you can just move it with your cursor also or not.
Yeah, here you could do specific percentages up and down. You could do a lot of things. You could also, maybe I could give you something more cooler. If we do section here, and we make this section, what will we have here? Service. You see this? How did I make this here? It's this way, you know? Because there is no any other way to achieve this unless I do absolute, like positions, absolute and relative. I could just very quickly go here. Oh, we have it already, that's great. So go here, here you have the media, click upload, you go here, Maca, assets, where was the, yeah, I could just very quickly show you here, I'll call it percent A50H, or maybe 100H for now, then we can change it later. And inside here I will do the same. I will add div, and then I will add another div, go to service. Maybe it's better to wrap them, not just directly. This is what it will be better when you will try. That's why I told you I want you to try. You will understand why he put a wrap and then inside of it left and rightly, why he didn't put the div directly. By practicing you will start to understand why it's comfortable. So there are some stuff you have to try to get the practical side of the lesson or this class, if you know what I mean. Stuff that you feel and acknowledge, rather than to take it in an auditory way by saying it in a course, you know. So that's why please try to practice next time. It's really half of the lesson. You will feel enjoying really this. You will love it. You will just like, wow, I can do websites. You will start to, you know, play around. So try it. Give it a time for your enjoyment. That's all. We do this for fun. We love our work. We do it for fun. And I'm sure you are the same. So wrap again, and very quickly, because I want to show you this magic trick left. Yeah, we still have 6 minutes. Okay, I try to make it. And here, let's jump to this, because next time, where are you? Where's the, yeah. So this is a picture. I don't think I don't remember if I took this picture, but in case I didn't, so here. And I want to add this little thing. Normally, if I will add this circle above it, it will be look like a, it makes sense. Like I didn't tell him what to do. I just put two elements. So normally the order of these elements will be above each other like this. But what if I want in a dimensional, as I show you with this paper and menu? So I have to go, which one I have to make relative here?
Like these circles, you should take it and wait, relative. I think you should take these circles and make it absolute, and the right if you should make relative.
Okay, so let's try that. I don't know the answer. Let's try and see. Okay, so go to the right div as you said. This one.
Make it.
Position. Where's the position?
Position.
Ah,
It's,
yeah.
it's closed.
Thank you.
Like.
And then here I choose which one. Now I'm on this.
Let's try.
Relative.
Yeah.
Okay. And then.
Make these circles.
Circles, not the lady. Okay. It's very hard to confuse you. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try again later. Very hard to confuse you. Okay. You're right, actually. I tried to confuse you, but it didn't work. Okay. So now what we can do, we need also to, let's try maybe to center this. How we can do that?
Or maybe we should we should have one more boxes for images, like.
Well, we can. We can theoretically. We can. We can, but now I want to center this. Ah, sorry, you want to center it with boxes. Okay, this is also another way. Let's try that. So I will add here, you mean a div box, I call it, and I will put it where this box, under what? Now.
Maybe, let me think. Maybe we should have the div block with fill with the image, you know, like image fill for the div block. And div block should be like relative, and inside this div block should be these circles with absolute.
So which div you want to add the div block? You mean this div block or this div block? Or maybe I remove this box now, yeah, okay.
Is it possible to make some div block with the size of image and make it with, not this color, but this image fill?
Yes, there is a possibility to do that as well. Well, do you remember in the beginning of this lesson when I told you that in the web, the person who created the markup, or in web, everything, there are various ways to achieve it. More than one way to get to the same street, you know, it's like this. So, but to save your time in general, we try to look to the shortest way because they all give the same result. So why don't we look to the shortest way? So the two ways you said are correct, and this is the surprise. And like, wow, really? Is that flexible? Yes, there are a lot of ways to achieve something in web design. However, the shortest way is, you remember the flex magic I told you? That's why I'm very addicted to these flex boxes. I sleep dreaming about them every night because they could really solve the problem by one click. Here, when you are aligning, you're aligning the relative, the father.
Yeah, okay.
So it's still, and this is the good news, that the flex boxes are still allowed to be used while we have the absolute position relative, you know? And this is very powerful. Imagine combining both the magic things of flex and the functionality and very good ordering of positioning, you know? Put them both, you can put anything on the screen anywhere in the web world, you know? So we got it just in a very few clicks. Again, we make the father relative. We could do your method. We could also put this in boxes. Your method that you said is making sense because you could also not add an image like this, but there is another way to add images here, by the way. Not sure if last lesson I covered that, by adding a background image, and that means that I could add a background of a div. So if this div,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
add under it another div, and I will call it image div, logically, and I can try to make the background of this div, this is the second method. In some cases you will need to make it this method, but I'm not gonna tell you now. You have to practice to know why sometimes you could use this. Here I will choose the image, but it's very small. This is actually a div, but I put a background in it, you could see.
Yeah.
So I could
And
resize it. Go ahead. Question.
could we make this div like more? Yeah, like this.
It's a div, but div with a picture background. But of course, since that the image is bigger than the div, I mean, like the image has a fixed. Normally it should be here. Sorry. Here I am adjusting the wrong padding. I have to adjust the padding of the parent because, as I told you, it's the Now it should be okay. So look now.
Because it would be like adaptive if we pressed present. Let's look how it look.
Sure. So.
Yeah. Yeah, like this, and press to present. How it will
Present
on
sorry.
different screens. Yeah, I will.
The
I
other
want to
screens.
see.
Responsive.
different
Responsive. We have to really cover it in a next lesson because it's quite big topic. However, I like the way you think. You wanted to know if it will be responsive.
Show these images. These first images. How we made. I want to see how it.
The first method we did, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first method as a normal image. So look. Yeah. You could adjust each, by the way. If you are so in rush to know a little bit about responsiveness, if I will add this image 3 rem and I could go bigger. Oh, it has a maximum because the image is not bigger than that, or actually the div, but this is already, I don't want to confuse you because this has to be totally adjusted differently. So the wrap, and then there will be no left and right, but however we will keep them this name. We could simply here, it will not gonna be 50% like here of the page left and right. We have to make it height 50% in the height, and this has to go none, sorry, pixel, and this one will be also 50% but height. The good news is when I will make the changes here while I am on the web, on the mobile, it will not affect this because I'm adjusting the smaller. But if I'm adjusting a bigger screen, because there is a way you could even go or larger, maybe your laptop is this one, 1440, and also the bigger, because you have to adjust all of them. If you want to be professional developer, you have to make responsiveness for all. So I will also add another large point. I will add them all because I want everybody to use this on any device. I will adjust each. This is the main, and if you adjust this one, it will not affect any bigger screen. But if you will adjust this, sorry, if you will adjust the one in the middle, it will adjust all these. So, but if you go opposite, like from this one you adjust, it will not affect the above ones. And also if you adjust this, it will not affect all the other screens. So that means that it's not good to start with the biggest. Start with this one. As you see, they have the base break, the star, and then go down and then go up left and right from it. Well, again, these stuff you have to practice. So I could tell you what they are. These are screens. It could make you adjust it. Sometimes when you will build a project to a client and you did it here and you did this size and you, for example, did this, then it will tell you, on my screen it's still the same, the change you did. Actually, because he's maybe using this screen. So that's why you have to tell him, okay, let me try. If you'll adjust this for him or for her, let's make it 60. It will not affect this because it's bigger. So it will not affect the smaller, but it will affect the one above it, as you can see. And again, I don't want you to be confused. We will cover that in details in next session because it's quite a big topic. But I'm very happy that at least you good, because this is even trickier, the position thing. And I see for you it was very easy. So I'm very happy that you were very easily with me to learn it, because it's very, very important. The positioning, absolute, relative. There is also fixed. You could play with it later. You could make some div or some picture fixed or sticky. This for another case, usually for menus or navigator bars. We use the sticky. When you find it sticky, when you scroll down, it doesn't go anywhere. So simply, yeah, positioning is very powerful. When you combine it with flex boxes, it's even more powerful. I hope you find it useful, and this is it for today. If you got the chance to have the time to play around with that, maybe create for me a couple of divs or sections just to make sure that you are somehow keeping this up. And believe me, you're gonna love it. It's really fun. Webflow is great. Also, this will open you the gate to know a little bit Framer as well. But Webflow is a little bit harder. So if you master the harder one, for you, Framer will be a piece of cake.
Yeah, I understand.
Amazing.
The Framer is not. It doesn't have a lot of opportunities to make maybe some animations or something
Really?
else.
I don't use Frame often. I don't know. Webflow has interactions, but also
Yeah,
this
yeah.
we're gonna cover in next modules. And yeah, so questions. Everything is okay?
Yeah, everything is okay.
All right.
I like the lesson. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I thank you, and yeah, and we're gonna be in touch. You take care, and thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day
Thank
too.
you, sister. Bye bye. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye.